hype in the world. I think they're still 8th in the top 25 coaches poll, or the AP poll. Lacey, what's impressive about him right now?
The Huskies performed at a fast pace, shifting to a no-huddle offense in the second quarter this weekend against Idaho. It was a great move by offensive coordinator and QB coach Jonathan Smith. Jake Browning's second quarter stats reflect that awesome move. 17 for 19 passing for 215 yards and 3 touchdowns just in the second quarter. That is something the Dogs are excited about this season, the ability to play at a fast pace if they have to. It's something that Browning is comfortable with because it is the style of play he was running in high school, setting a national record of 229 touchdown passes in just 3 years in his high school career. And I think this is a great advantage for the Dogs to keep their defense opponents on their toes.
To continue the Jake Browning love fest over here, his completion percentage is 74.5%. He's thrown for 581 yards and 8 touchdowns.
That's it?
Weak effort.
In 2 games. The spread no huddle is where he feels at home. That's where he's just going to absolutely tear defenses apart. I mean, Washington, I'm not trying to read too much into them. It's a lot of hype, but they have a cupcake schedule to start the year. We'll see how that's going to play out once they have to face bigger and better opponents. So we'll see, but I think Jake Browning's the key.
These quotes coming up here, in my opinion, depict the UW defense extremely well. Azim Victor said Washington's defense players want to be tone setters, and the best way for the linebacker and his Washington teammates to do that is to make plays on special teams. You can kind of relate that back to the Seahawks. On the opening kickoff in the Huskies' 59-14 win over Idaho on Saturday at Husky Stadium, the junior safety made a beeline for the ball carrier, forcing a fumble that set up the game's first touchdown. Baker says, I saw a lane, and so I shot, and I hit him. I didn't even know the ball fell out until I got up and everyone was jumping around. It was a great feeling. We always preach about making a play. We made a play. Now, not only did Baker force that initial fumble, but he tied Victor for the team lead in tackles with 6 tackles each game when their days were finished nearly a little bit earlier there. So for this quote here, being a defensive player, we love to make a statement early. Making a big hit like that makes the receiver scared. And believe me, I know as a receiver, when you do get hit over the middle, you are a little bit scared. You kind of get those T-Rex arms, can't quite fully extend there. So maybe the next guy doesn't want to catch that ball next time, Baker says. We love having big-time early hits like that, but at the end of the day, we're trying to get that W. So, again, a lot of stuff about Jake Browning, which is great when it comes to UW football. But clearly, guys, these defensive guys, like PLU football, are flying around with their heads cut off.
What's more important for the Huskies to be dominant on? Is it more important for them to put up points and for them to match, say they play Oregon later in the year, and I don't know where Oregon's offense is right now, but, say that the end of the score is 62-58 or something like that. Is it more important to have that crazy good offense, or is it important to have that defense to stop?
The Pac-12 has become consistently bad in terms of defense. It's a very high-scoring conference with Oregon, Stanford, now UW. They're going to sit in the spread no huddle and throw the snot out of the ball, air raid offense, and see what's going to happen. The defense, if UW's defense can lock up and be this dominant against Pac-12 teams, everyone's in trouble because no one else can defend.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with that, Drew. I think when you're playing Christian McCaffrey against Stanford, you're not going to stop him. I'm sorry. He's that good. So you can contain him. But at the end of the day, when you're playing against the Stanford, the Stanford Cardinals, you want to score more points. And so that's to answer your question, Christian, I would absolutely say offense is a little bit more important when it comes to the Huskies being more successful.
On first name alone, Christian McCaffrey is probably going to win the Heisman.
Hey, Shush Nation.
Shush Nation. On first name alone, Shush McCaffrey. All right, Christian.